I'm pleased to say I'm joined by America's number one, Danny Baggish. Thanks for the time, Danny. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Alex. Thanks for having me again.
Appreciate the time, and we're talking ahead of a huge weekend, not just for yourself personally, but darts in America, the US Darts Masters and the North American Darts Championship at Madison Square Garden. How are you feeling just a few days away now from it all starting?
It's another dream, another check off the checklist. Madison Square Garden, man, what an iconic venue. I can't wait.
We'll get into this weekend a bit more later, but let's first go back to when we last had you on the show. It was just after you won your tour card at Q School with the most dramatic of runs on that final day. At what point did it sink in that you were a tour card holder on the PDC circuit?
Yeah, when you kind of walk in the room for the first time and you see, all the top players in the world and everyone that's got their tour card, some rookies, some veterans, some world champions and so forth. It was quite overwhelming at first. So once I walked into the room, it was like, hey, you're here, you belong.
And I remember you did a lot of interviews over the next few days after Q School. There was a lot of interest in you, not just here in the UK, but of course back home in America as well. What was that part of it like, getting all that attention from the media and also from the fans as well?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like I said, it was overwhelming. Something I wasn't used to. Of course, darts is trying to get bigger in the States, but a lot of media, a lot of interviews, a few appearances, nonstop. So it was fun. It still is fun, and I look forward to more.
One of the media outlets that reached out to you was the New York Times, one of the biggest newspapers in America. Getting recognition from people like that, did that take you by surprise as well, how much your achievement cut through to the mainstream?
Oh, very much so. Very much so, because it's the New York Times. So it was it caught me off guard a little bit when I was contacted by them, and it just shows that darts is becoming bigger, I think. And we have some huge news that I'll be able to talk to you about in the States. And I think you'll be excited to hear as well.
Look forward to that. Well, not long after Q School, you were playing those first events with a tour card. I remember when we spoke before, we mentioned you played a couple of Players' Championship events in Atlanta 2007, 2008 time. Could you draw on any of those experiences, or was this first time being a tour card holder, was that completely different?
It's different. It's just more pressure, first time being a tour card holder. And I think I took it a little too serious to begin with the first year or so. And I just needed to relax, and I let a lot get to me. So yeah, there was a lot more pressure this time.
And for yourself, being from America, the first American to win a tour card at Q School, we can only imagine the sacrifices that would have gone into pursuing this career on the circuit. How tough has it been these last 18 months, spending a lot of time away from home?
It's very tough. It's I kind of see why a lot of the U.S. players like Larry Butler and Darren Young, a lot of them didn't really push to do it when they were able to or are able to, and I kind of see why. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body, a lot of travel. You're missing your family, you're missing your kids, and you're missing your friends back home. It has a lot to do with it. I go on the tour, and I've developed and created some new friendships, but there's really nothing that will ever compare to having your American friends around to where they can relate to stuff and so forth. So it was different, overwhelming and stressful for sure.
I remember you said last time we spoke, one of the big rewards for getting that tour card was getting to support the USA in the World Cup. Sadly, last year, the COVID restrictions meant you had to miss out. How difficult was it to miss out on playing in that World Cup last year?
I look forward to those events, the World Cup, the World Championships. I love playing on the stage, period. And to be able to represent your country is something I always dreamed of. And with COVID happening, and I was able to, I was lucky to not be able to travel for the World Cup last year, and I was devastated. And so I made sure that this year that wasn't going to happen. And I can't wait to partner up with my buddy Jules, and we've played pairs together, and we're looking to do some damage.
Yeah, that's right. This year you will get the chance to put on that American shirt, partnering up with a fellow tour card holder, Jules Van Dongen, next month in Frankfurt. How much are you looking forward to that?
We've played pairs and doubles in the States, so we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of we're both comfortable with each other. We both feed off the energy, and it's something we're going to be used to. He's got a taste of the stage now with the Euro Tour, so I can't wait. I truly can't wait because I don't go in as seeing it as we're an underdog. I go in as we can win every single match, and that might be cliche because a lot of people say that, but I truly believe that Jules and I can do some damage.
You mentioned you've played a lot with Jules. You mentioned you've made some friends here in the UK. You've spent time practicing with a lot of different players, Damon Heta, Ross Smith, Matthew Edgar, Devon Peterson. How beneficial has that been to you for your game to get that practice in with some fellow pros?
Oh, it's been real beneficial. It's something that, unfortunately I don't have here only because, the United States is just so huge. And even to get someone over here, it's going to be an hour, 2-hour drive just to practice with someone. And so to be able to do it there is huge for me. And I just wish I could get it all the time. I really can. But like I said, it's tough. It's real tough.
Well, let's look back at last year, and towards the end of last year, we did see you start to pick up a few results. You beat James Wade, you pushed Peter Wright to a decider, you got to a last 16 on the floors. As we turn the page on 2021, how did you reflect on that first year with your tour card?
I was upset that there was a break. I was playing so well. I finally got comfortable. I was having fun again. You could see me smiling a lot more, and I got to Danny Baggish again. And when that break came, I thought I was just going to leave off. And then, when I come home and then you get a taste of the family and friends again, and you go back just knowing that you're going to have to leave for a couple months again, it's so hard. And that's why they say this game is mental. But, I'll never give up. I'm always going to give 100%. I'm not going to make excuses no matter what I go through. If I choose to show up on that day and play in these events, then I really need to focus as much as I can.
Good to hear. And while you were back at home during the World Championship, we saw you tweet you were watching the tournament up early in the morning, watching it on TV, the first time watching it at home for a few years, and you didn't like it. You vowed to be back at Ali Pali this year. So I'm guessing missing the Worlds last year, that's giving you that extra bit of motivation to get there this year.
Oh, absolutely. That's the number one venue for me, and I've had a lot of success on there the 2 years I've been. I feel comfortable up there, and I just love the energy. I love the crowd. I love showing what I can do in front of the world, and I really just like the spotlight. I think I'm a better stage player than I am floor. I need to kind of balance that out, but I can't wait to get back. Missing it last year was rough for me, and I'm wanting to get back at it this year.
And you could clinch that Ali Pali spot this weekend. You're in the field for the North American Darts Championship on Saturday, an event which, of course, you won in 2019. You put your name on the map for a lot of people. How much are you relishing that opportunity to compete for that world spot this weekend?
I can't wait. I know that I can clinch that spot coming up, and I feel like I'm a favorite going in. No disrespect to any of the other players, but it's going to be hard. North American dart players have grown. They've gotten better. We've all gotten better, and it's going to be tough. But if I just do what Danny does, I don't see why I couldn't come out on top.
And not just that event this weekend, you're also going to be in the US Darts Masters, going back to when you won your tour card. And I brought up that event, which was postponed last year. You said how much you would love an invite. So how excited are you to play at Madison Square Garden?
Oh, getting chills just talking about it, Alex. It's Madison Square Garden, man. It's unbelievable, and I can't wait. I can't wait just to show up there. I fly in tomorrow morning. I just can't wait to be in New York. It's such an iconic venue, and I'm excited to see who's going to show up. New York's a big city for stars, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some sports athletes show up. From the Brooklyn Nets, from the New York Knicks, New York Rangers, and so forth. I wouldn't be surprised if they show up and give it a look.
Let's hope so. Well, you've been back in America for the last month. What's the interest been like back home for this US Darts Masters? How do you see it playing out as far as attracting more eyes on darts in America?
I think it's going to be good. I really do. I think it's going to be close to a sellout, if not a sellout. And also not just America, but it's just a simple flight overseas, isn't it? It's like 5 hours. So I've noticed there's going to be a good crowd of Europeans coming over as well. So it's going to be just like a PDC event like it is. You know what I mean? So I can't wait. And for it to be at Madison Square Garden, it just makes it that more precious, man. It's exciting.
And we should say as well, you're coming into this weekend with some form behind you. A few weeks ago, you were back in the winner's circle, winning on the CDC circuit, and you had some awful circumstances why you had to go home early. But what did that win mean for you, and how much did you take away from that weekend to get that title?
Yeah, I was very pleased with how I played throughout the whole weekend. A win, a final, and then a quarterfinal, losing to Joey Linnell, who played unbelievable. I'm excited that my game is back there. It was a little bit unfortunate to kind of open up my eyes to the game of darts again with my son getting in a severe car accident. But I was just kind of having the attitude of, there's life out there. It can be worse. And I'm able to play darts and do it with a smile on my face because, like I said, there's worse things out there that can be happening to all of us. So I took that approach and it worked out for me. And I'm going to continue to take that approach and just enjoy the game and love the game again. Definitely.
And we wish your son all the best as well with the recovery. And you mentioned the smile on your face. We saw that at the UK Open, one of the highlights on the board for you this year being 5-1 down on stage 2 to John Michael. You survived match darts to 6-1. You win 5 in a row, and we still remember those celebrations, the crowd being behind you. How much of a buzz do you get from matches and moments like that?
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? I'll never forget that moment. I still every now and then I watch it. I go back and watch it. I do fast forward the first 6 legs just to one part, but who wouldn't do that? Well, funny story behind that is there was one guy in the crowd who was kind of heckling me when I kind of celebrated and made it 5-2. I came back to the table and his exact words were, "Calm down, Baggish, you're still down 5-2." So a lot of people don't know that. So every time I won and I turned around and looked, I was looking straight at him and he was smiling. I was smiling, and you can hear the crowd get behind me, and those moments, man, those moments I'll never forget, no matter how long I'm on the tour. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, I can't wait to create the next one.
Good times. And lastly, before we let you go, I know all the focus is going to be on these next few weeks, New York, Frankfurt for the World Cup. But what is the plan beyond that? Are you planning to commit to the rest of the Pro Tour events you can play? And what does the rest of 2022 look like for you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give up. That's for sure. I'm gonna make sure that I make the rest of the Players Championships. I'll be at the Players Championship in Niederhausen, and I'm gonna finish out the tour. It's just you kind of got to sit back and look what's gonna happen next year, and say, is this something that you want? Is this something you want to do? And you got to really be full force with it. You have to be 100% committed, mentally stable, emotionally stable, and so forth. So getting a taste of these first 2 years have kind of gave me a perspective on the goods and the bads and what you need to do, what not to do, and so forth. So I'm going to have a sit down with the management team, and we're going to go from there, but we're going to concentrate on the end of this year, and then we'll just kind of take it from there.
Well, Danny, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you. We do appreciate the time and enjoy this week. We hope it goes well for you. Wish you all the best for the weekend, the World Cup, and what else is to come in 2022.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, man.